happening here now? Like you keep it straight on. Please reduce this sound. We could be in here. Could be let this thing rest. I cannot. Yes. This is not. This is not excellent now, Henry. Okay? I mean, it's even bent. The legs are not equal to each other. Sorry, we are setting up, so you might be hearing some kind of weird sounds here, right? All right. Harry, this is bent now, for God's goodness sake. Are you not seeing the leg?
You're checking it out. Just try to go for it. If you're balanced on the screen.
Huh?
Just to know if you're balanced on the screen first.
Yeah. All right. The mic. Please, can you hear me? Can I be heard, please? Huh?
What do you want?
I'm here, please. Can I be heard? Okay, I think I can be heard now. Can I be heard? All right. Okay, I think I can be heard now. Can I be heard?
Somebody's wondering if you're ready.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is our very first. I need to go to your office, please. Today is our very first roundtable session that will be happening on YouTube, and I'm super excited that this is happening. You know, thanks to the ingenuity of our media team here at the Realty Limited. Please, if you can hear me, type on the live chat that I can hear you. You are audible. Let me know that I'm talking to people that can hear me, please. If you can hear me, type that you can hear me. That will help me to know that we are following. All right, all right, all right. So we have 1 minute to start. So let's allow people join up. It's going to be a pretty short session. It's not going to take much of our time, but it's going to be a very mind-blowing session. As salespeople, we are going to have what I called rebirth after this session. So what we are trying to do, or what we've been trying to do, culminating to today, is to consciously equip and build excellent and very successful salespeople that are not just, you know, doing what the everyday salesperson does. And of course, when you do what the normal person does, you get the normal results. So we are trying to raise a very excellent set of salespeople that are very, very particular about excellence, very, very particular about profitability, and of course, at the end of the day, building a very profitable brand for themselves. Because we here at the Wayne Realty understand that if our salespeople, if our realtors are established, the company is also established. And that is why we do a lot of investment into knowledge dispensation for our realtors, right? So sit back. For the next 5 minutes, I'll allow more people to join into the live, then I'll shoot. So today we are going to look at a very, very interesting topic. One topic that that's not largely talked about, especially in this part of the world by many trainers. But for me, it's the foundation of every marketing. Is the foundation of the effectiveness of every marketing. You must get this topic I want to talk about today, right first, before you be sure that your marketing activities are going to yield results for you. If you don't get what I'm about to talk about tonight right, you'll just be right there everywhere and dispersing your energy, into different, things that are not necessarily going to yield you results, right? But if you're able to get tonight right, then you're sure that you are going to put your marketing on autopilot. And of course, at the end of the day, what we want is for those moolah, those millions, to keep trickling into our bank accounts. If not that, what else are we doing here? We're here to equip ourselves and make those money falling. So call in your fellow realtors to join us tonight. Get them to join us to tune in. It's going to be a very short session. In the next 30 to 45 minutes, we'll be done here, and we'll go back to our sleep tonight, well, equipped for tomorrow and the remaining days of the year as real estate salespeople. So, call up your other win associates, other salespeople that are around you, get them to join into this live tonight. Share this link on your status, share this link on your Facebook pages, share this link in the WhatsApp groups you're in that allows you to do that, right? Share it and get people to get helped. You understand? You cannot give money to everybody, but you can help people acquire knowledge that's going to help them to live a good life. Where we are today, especially someone like me, I'm a product of knowledge acquisition and action. So I'm not here where I am today just because I wished to be here or I hoped to be here. Like I always tell you people, hope is not a strategy. Prayer is not. Henry, sorry, please come. Close the door. Sorry, I'm trying to get here a bit chilly. All right. So yeah, so we have 1 more minute to shoot. So who else is excited for tonight's session? If you're excited, type "I'm excited" on the comment section. Type "I'm excited" for tonight's session. I can't wait to tell you guys what I have in stock for you tonight. I can't wait to, dispense this whole knowledge to you guys to get these guys running. If you're excited, type in the comment section "I'm excited for tonight." Let's get this business done. We have 1 minute. Immediately it's 9:05. I shoot. So for those of you who are not tuned in already, I'm really sorry. I don't know if you're gonna come back to watch this video again. I don't even know if I'm gonna leave this video to be here for long, but you know, just get people to join in. Yeah, we are at 9:05, so we are shooting already. So tonight I'm going to talk about something very important for salespeople. I wanted to talk about wealth creation for salespeople, honestly, because I've understood that many of us are very much particular about selling, earning commission, and earning commission. We are so much fixated into the whole sales thing that we don't even pay much attention into our investment, lifestyle. We don't put more attention into how we are actually employing these commissions we are earning. I wanted to talk about wealth creation for salespeople, but I'm going to pen it to next week, Thursday. I'll talk about something very much more important that I think salespeople need to understand, today, and that is simply how to create a perfect customer avatar. How to create a perfect customer avatar. Avatar is spelled AVATAR. AVATAR. How to create a perfect customer avatar. So write it down on your note tonight. Get your writing material ready. If you're going to do a lot of jottings tonight, so I don't like teaching people who don't like taking notes. Honestly, I don't like that. It tells me that you're not a serious person. So if you're listening to me tonight, I would like you to get your note. I'd like you to pen some things down tonight. It's going to help you. And I always tell you guys that when you take notes, do well to refer back to those notes, right? Beautiful. So we are looking at how to create a perfect customer avatar tonight. So I was actually taking our marketing team on that earlier on this week, but we couldn't conclude on that. So Gift and Co. This night is going to be a conclusive and more robust approach to what we started. So what is a customer avatar basically? What is a customer avatar? What is a customer avatar? I wish this is a Google Meet or a Zoom meeting. I would have allowed you guys to interact, but I'm condemned to just speak and speak. So the only means you guys are going to interact with me tonight is to type in your questions, your take homes and everything on the comment section. That's the only way I can be able to interact with you people. I wish I were on Google Meet, but I think this is a better way. We are trying to go global, right? So that's beautiful. So, what is a customer avatar? What is a customer persona? So you can also call a customer avatar as customer persona. Persona is spelled as Persona. Persona. You can do your research after this training. I'm going to be a little bit. I'm going to brief everything up so that I don't waste your time. A customer avatar is simply creating that one customer that fits the product to sell. You need to create that one perfect customer that fits, that is in demand of the product to sell. Many of us don't even know who our ideal client or ideal customer is. So, what mastering the art of creating a customer avatar helps you achieve is that it helps you to create that your ideal client, and it helps you to channel all your energy and all your time into that ideal client. So many of us are out there chasing a lot of different kind of goods, and we're chasing a dark, a tall, a short, every kind of person, whereas we are not supposed to sell to everybody. So many people, like I was telling them over the week, that with the kind of product Realty has currently, aside from the J that is actually currently sold out, all the product we have currently, if you go to sell this product to a HNI, that is a high network individual, you are actually selling to the wrong audience, because a HNI, a high net worth individual, is somebody that has in the excess of 500 million naira in liquidity, doing nothing. So if you go to sell a HNI or product currently, you're going to do a lot of whining, a lot of convincing that is not necessary, because somebody who is a high net worth individual, don't want to buy a land of 2.5 million, doesn't want to buy a land of 1.5 million. So to you, when you meet such an individual, you will be super excited that you have met a wealthy person, but unknown to you also that you met the wrong client, right? So many of us are actually selling to the wrong people, whether they are rich or poor. We are actually selling to the wrong people, especially in this our industry. So I'm going to create my own personal customer avatar when as a means of teaching you on how to create your own perfect customer avatar. But before then, I would like to first of all define what it is. I've already defined it. I said it is creating that perfect client or customer that wants your product. Mind you, not everybody wants your product. So we have been able to define what a customer avatar is, right? Now, what benefit does it afford you, when you create a perfect customer avatar? One, it saves you energy. One, it saves you energy. You don't go about marketing to every person you meet on your way. You don't go about, writing for everyone following you. No. You don't go about wanting to carry everybody along. You cannot carry everybody along, especially if you're selling something, right? You cannot carry everybody. Even pastors that are supposed to win souls, many pastors don't carry everybody along. They just speak to some certain kind of people that they are called to speak to, and they move those certain number of people along with them. So in this life, as a salesperson, you are not meant to carry everybody along. You are only meant to carry that specific target market or audience or client along. So that is what creating a perfect customer avatar helps you to achieve. So it helps you to save energy. So you don't go about dispersing a lot of energy here and there around the city, and at the end of the day, you've been able to meet a lot of people, but within that pool of people you've met, it is only just one or two people that are actually your ideal client. So when you're able to define your ideal client, you will now know where and how to get to them exactly. Number two, it helps you to save time, of course. We are all of us are on target, including myself. We are monthly target. So, and one thing I always tell salespeople: if you're a salesperson and you don't put yourself on target, sorry, this training is I can't even train you. You must be somebody who is constantly on personal targets. You must be heavy on setting personal target for yourself, right? So, creating a perfect customer avatar helps you to save time. It helps you to save time. Very, very important. Time is limited. Time is ticking fast. Like I wrote earlier today, I said that time is on one direction, which is forward. Time is always ticking forward. It doesn't go back. There's no reverse in time. So it helps you to save time. So when you have been able to identify who your perfect audience or your perfect client is, you now know that you just need to go to him or go to her, and that is it, right? So as a realtor, as a real estate salesperson, you are not supposed to sell to everybody. You need to understand your own market and what helps you to define your target, your customer avatar is the product you're selling. You wouldn't be selling a land banking project and you're going to meet people that have 500 million in their bank account, 1 billion in their bank account that they're not using. Those people will not buy land banking from you. I'm serious. If you like, go and try it. See, it's not like all of them are not going to buy from you, but majority of them will not buy from you. But that's not the idea. The idea is to meet this set of client or prospect that majority of them will buy from you, and that is where defining a customer avatar becomes very important, right? So you need to understand that it helps you to save time. It helps you to save time, right? Number three, why is it important for you to create a customer avatar? Number three, it helps you to make more money, which is why we are here. Yeah? It helps you to become more profitable as a salesperson. Because if you meet more of your target audience on a daily basis because of your expertise in creating the perfect customer avatar, you are sure to close more deals. You are sure to close more deals, right? So it helps you to close more deals. It helps you to make more money, which is, I mean, why we are all awake by this time. Many of us should have been sleeping. But why we are here is to be able to learn more so we can be able to earn more money. But that's the idea. So we can be able to serve God well also and serve our families and our community well before we leave this earth. What else are we living here for? So, like I said, why is it important for you to know how to create a customer avatar? Number one, it helps you to save energy. Number two, it helps you to save time. Number three, it helps you to make more money. It is important. People that have mastered the art of creating customer avatars are killing it in the marketing industry. They wake up every morning, they wake up every day knowing who to meet and how to meet these people, right? Underline that sentence. They wake up every morning knowing who to meet and how to meet these people because they have been able to identify, they have been able to visualize, they have this pictorial representation of who their perfect client is at the back of their mind. So they're not really going to be tossed around by the whole thing, the whole marketing thing. So they know who to meet, they know who to direct their marketing to. So the question now is, do you know who your perfect customer is? Do you know who your ideal client is? Do you know who your ideal client is? You know, I love to have a discussory, masterclass, but tonight I'm going to be talking just directly to you and hoping that at the end of this training you're going to ask me questions, right? So, so one thing you also need to understand is that your having being able to identify your perfect um, ideal client helps you to, to create a set of marketing that will be targeted to this set of people, right? If it informs your marketing activities, it informs both your virtual and your physical marketing activities. So when you're writing, when you're creating a video content, you are sure that you're going to say some things that is going to align with this your target audience, with this your ideal client. For example, you are selling a land banking project, right? You're selling a land banking project. It will be very very stupid for you as a salesperson to do a video and call it luxurious. What is luxurious about bare land? So you just need to understand that when you must have understood your ideal client because of the which is informed by the product you're selling, it will help guide your marketing approach and the language you're going to use. So the assignment first is to understand who your ideal client is, and that is informed by the type of product you're selling. So I wouldn't be selling a land banking project and I'll be creating content for luxury. I'll be creating content for people that are seeking out luxury. That would be me. Misdirecting my marketing activity, and that's me wasting time and killing my business. So when it comes to marketing, you have to be strategic, and one of the ways is to understand who your target audience is. So let's go straight to understanding how to create a perfect avatar. So, number one is that many of us actually sell to different set of people. Many of us sell to different kind of clients. So, many of us, especially for some of us who are not tied to a particular real estate company that have our legs and hands here and there with different real estate companies, we seems to serve several kind of customers because many of the real estate companies have different kind of products at different levels, right? So you can find yourself selling for Win Realty, and Win Realty's products are mostly land banking projects. So our clients might not be necessarily HN. Our ideal prospects might not necessarily be HNIs, that is high net worth individuals. They are medium income earners. That's our ideal prospect or clients. So now, because you sell Will Realty's products, you are condemned to profile a medium income earner. Now, I'm trying to help people that are selling for different real estate companies here. Now, if you're selling for another real estate company that is into buildings, now you know that you are selling a little bit of luxury, the lowest cadre of luxury. I mean, product that goes beyond 20, 30, 40 million is luxury, basically. So at that point, you also need to profile an ideal client that is a HNI. So it means as a salesperson, you are condemned to sell to more than one audience. But you must know who are these two different audiences or audiences, as the case may be. You must be able to create these two avatars, these two ideal clientele. You need to create their avatars differently. And when you go out there to do your marketing, when you meet somebody who falls in the cadre of a HNI or high net worth individual, you purely sell high net worth product to the person and leave land banking, honestly. Right? When you meet a medium income earner, you sell land banking to the person, you sell, low price product to the person because that's what the person can afford at the moment. So you need to understand the importance of creating avatars. I'm talking about creating multiple avatars here for people who have their legs here and there in different real estate companies. Of course, many of us in the industry sell different kind of products. For example, when Realty sells, majority of our products are into our land banking project, right? Majority, not all. So our ideal clients are medium income earners, obviously. So if you're selling for us, you need to profile a medium income earner who is based in Port Harcourt or interested in Port Harcourt, right? So that is that for creating multiple avatars. I just talked a little bit about creating multiple avatars. Another kind of avatar you also need to understand before we go into creating an ideal, you know, ideal client avatar is creating a negative avatar. So you might wonder, what is a negative avatar? A negative avatar is actually creating an avatar of people that you don't necessarily need to sell to. It is going to help you to know who to sell to. So you first of all need to create a negative avatar. Who are those people that I mustn't sell to? It is actually going to help you, right? Not to even sell to them. So when you meet them, you know that this person, no, is part of those people like profile that I don't need to sell to. So let me not even burn my energy here. Mind you, if you're able to effectively do this, yeah, your predicament of having a lot of people in your list and having just few number of them truly interested in your product will be a thing of the past. It means that majority of your leads in your pipeline are going to be people who are really, really much interested into your product because you've been able to define who your ideal client. So you have to define who is not your ideal client. That is what I mean by negative avatar. Define who is not your ideal client also before you actually go into defining who your ideal client is. So let's head down to how to truly define your customer avatar. So are you ready? Is your note ready? If you are ready, say I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Okay, you can't hear me, please. So are you ready? Okay, I think I'm audible. So for some of you who are saying volume, please, I think you might need to check your network. I'm hearing myself loud and clear. Please, if you can hear me, say I can hear you. Type I can hear you, please. If you can hear me, say type I can hear you, please. If you can hear me, say I can hear you, please. All right. All right. Thank you. So we are heading straight to creating our perfect customer avatar right now. I'd like you to pay very much attention. For the next 20 minutes, we are going to be, unraveling some big stuff that's going to help you. So first of all, we need to, when creating your customer avatar, there's some things you need to pay attention to. I'm going to list them. They are almost six, so I'll try as much as possible to be able to run through them, right? I'll try as much as possible to run through them. So number one thing you need to understand when creating your perfect customer avatar is you need to understand their demographic behavior, their demographic traits, demographic behavior. Yeah, you need to understand it. You need to know their age. For example, people that will buy products from me are people that are not very young and people who are not very old. So they are not new money, they are not old money, they are middle money, you know. So for people that can buy Realty's products, at the current product line we have now, these are people who are medium income earners that at their age, we are looking at from 35 to 45. These are people that form majority of our clientele. Those of us that have been able to sell our product, you're gonna agree to this. If you agree to what I just said, say I agree, sir. If you agree to what I just say, I agree. Write it on the comments. Say I agree. The age bracket of people that buy our product are people that fall within the age bracket of 35 to 45 years. These are people who are currently at the peak of their career. People who are earning well, right? People who are actually, you know, gaining some traction in their business. So, so these are the kind of the age. So you need to define the age of your perfect customer. And one thing you need to understand when creating your ID client is that you need to picture just one person, not plenty people. Picture one person when creating your ID client. In fact, the best way to do it is actually to draw something like this on your book, something like this. Draw something like this on your book as one person, just one person, right? Draw something like this. So you can name the person. I will name my own Mr. Tonye. I'll name my own Mr. Tonye. So my ID client or my ID customer avatar, his name is Mr. Tonye. So I'm going to be I'm going to be identifying what makes Tony my ideal client. You understand? I'm going to be identifying what makes Mr. Tony my ideal client on this video. So on your own, journal, also draw something as casual as this and label it a name, you know. So why am I using Mr. Tony? Because majority of my clientele are male, first of all. I'm not undermining the female client that I have, but on the majority, you want to work with the majority when you're creating your ideal client avatar. You need to work with the majority of people or the persons that will buy from you or that have been buying from you. So Mr. Tonya is a male, and he's a male, and he is let's say 40 years, right? So this is my ideal client, right? So he's 40 years, he's a male. So you now need to look at his educational level. Of course, this is how you create happiness is Chukwudi. Of course, it's going to be Chukwudi. So this is how you create your perfect client avatar. So what is his educational level at the moment? So for me, majority of my clients, mind you, my client differs from yours, right? So you need to be very, very clear about who your ID client is. And for some of you who have been able to sell to some people in the time past, you can draw some, ideas from those people, who they were, how many a day of all the 10 or 20 people or 5 people you've sold to, are they all male? What is the percentage of male as against female? So it's going to help you going into this whole, activity or exercise we are doing. So Mr. Tonya is a male, he's 40 years old. His educational level at the moment, he is a senior executive in an oil servicing company. He's a senior executive. So he's not an undergraduate. He's not necessarily a Gen Z, right? He's he's not a Gen Z. He's a um, senior staff in a good paying company. I would say my own is an oil servicing company, right? So he's a senior staff in an oil servicing company, which means he must have done at least to the barest minimum. He must have his BSc or BA. He must have gotten his first degree to the as in at the barest minimum. He must have gotten his first degree. So he is a male, 40 years. So your own ID client mustn't be mine. I'm just giving you an example. So if your own ID client is a female, beautiful, just do your thing. Just do your thing. So 40 years male, senior staff in an oil servicing firm. He has at least a bachelor degree. So I'm trying to define who my ideal client avatar is, right? So what is his income level? You need to, so that you can know if they can be able to buy your product, or you understand. So Mr. Tonye, who is a senior staff in an oil servicing firm, makes at least one point from at least, let's say, 500K a month. So his income level is 500K. That's the worst case scenario. Mr. Tonye earns 500,000 every month. Worst case scenario. So I'm defining who my target audience is. You need to define yours. So when I'm writing, when I'm doing video, it's going to guide me so that I can know the kind of things that I need to say that will appeal to Mr. Tony, that will get him interested in what I'm doing. You understand? So that it should also be your focus this time around. So we have been able to define his income level. What is his marital status? He's married, of course, with 3 kids. He's married with 3 kids. Yeah. So my target audience is someone who is married with at least 1 or 2 kids. But my own here is married with 3 kids. The perfect family kind of thing. So he's married with 3 young children and a beautiful wife. So Mr. Tonye is a male, 40-year senior staff, at least that has a bachelor degree, working with an oil servicing firm. right? He earns 500K a month, and he's married with 3 kids. So his occupation, I already said that already. He's working in the oil and gas sector. His religion, he's a Christian because he is based in Port Harcourt. Yeah, he's a Christian. He's based in Port Harcourt. So his religion is Christianity. His location is Port Harcourt. So to even further define it, to better narrow it down, I could just choose a place in Port Harcourt he's living. So I could say another George. I could say another George, right? For me, I could say another George. So if I want to go to Peter Odele of this world, I mean these are HNIs. Many of them there, people are HNIs. So another George is perfect location for me. So his work, his residence is at a George. While his work is probably a Transamadi, right? So he might be working in a Transamadi or even a Peter Odili. That's his work. So if I'm going to go market during the working days, I should know that my target audience is a Transamadi. Then if I'm doing my marketing probably on a weekend, I should go around areas around at the George, right? To see this kind of people. So I'm trying to define who my ideal client is. So we've been able to identify the average family size. He's a married man with 2 or 3 kids. Let's say 3 kids. So, so I now have a pictorial representation of who my ideal client is. Just by saying this, when I'm writing a content about investment, I'm writing to someone whose income level is between the range of 500,000 to a 1 million naira monthly. So it would be very stupid for me to go and start telling them that I have a property of 100 million. That is me being stupid because I don't even understand who my target audience is, right? You understand what I'm saying? So that is why it is important for every realtor to identify their product line. Realtors, please mind you, you can make all the amount of money you need to make by selling low ticket product and also selling high ticket product. It's not about the product, it's about you. You need to decide on what to sell. You need to decide what to sell. So today, make up your mind that you either going for the low, priced product line or the whole off the roof, high ticket product. You need to decide so that you can be able to, measure progress and gain traction easily. The idea is to collapse time. The idea is to reduce the time of, run here and there. There's no flex in posting 100 million house today, 200 million houses, and tomorrow you're posting a land of 1.5 million. That's marketing ignorance. It's silly. Many of you might not agree with me, but of course it is silly. So I'm not saying that when a deal that has to do with a house of 20 million comes out that you shouldn't pursue such deal. What I'm saying is that you need to I'm going to go back to a little bit of personal branding again. You need to let people to understand who you are and what you sell. I mean, that's how you can be able to maximize attraction marketing because you need to come to a point where people can actually come to you, not you going to them. Now, when you're starting out, you're going to be doing a lot of going out there to meet people, but that's not the ideal point you need to be at. If you want to experience rest, in this our business, you need to build your personal brand to a point where people begin to get attracted to you, to your idea, to your mind, to what you've been, to the message you've been trying to push across for over the past few months and years. You need to come to that point where you've been able to build a reputation that people are attracted to, right? So realtors, define your product line. If it is a low ticket product, fine. If it is a high ticket product, fine. You just need to stick to one and let people know you for it, right? But when a deal for probably you are doing high ticket product, when a deal for low ticket product comes through, you do your stuff. When a deal for high ticket product comes out, you do your stuff. But let people know you for one thing. That's it. So Mr. Tonya is my ideal client. So write the name of your ideal client on the comment section. My own is Mr. Tonya, right? Right. So of course, name your avatar. Very important. So you need to name your avatar. So from today, my ID client is Mr. Tonye. So I'll just write it. I'll just write it boldly or type it and print and post it on my on my board at home and say, or in my office here, I'll just say my ID client is Mr. Tonye. So under Mr. Tonye, I just write a lot of these things I just wrote out under it, so that every day I'm always reminded of who my ID client is. So we've talked about the demographic threats. We've talked about his gender, his age, his occupation, his educational level, his salary, his marriage status, his religion, and his location. Very important. So you need to define that for yourself too. Number two, we are going to the number two, which is psychographic threat. Psychographic threats. So these are the intangible traits of your ideal client. So the demographic are very tangible. You could point to them. You could say this is Mr. Tonye. Of course, this is who he is. This is his family. This is his occupation. This is quite physical. You could actually relate with them physically. But when it comes to psychographic traits, these has a lot to do with his psychological makeup, his emotional makeup, right? This is where the true marketing hits right. So they are based on values. So what are the values of Mr. Tonye? Of course, Mr. Tonye is a corporate person, right? So Mr. Tonye might not necessarily vibe to me if if I'm probably doing my marketing using the Agbero style. Mr. Toye might not necessarily relate to me because he is a well-educated person who is into the white collar industry. So his values will be very much, very corporate and very civil. So it means that Mr. Tonye can be found in places where there's some form of civility and organization, right? Mr. Tonye doesn't just come to everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So that is who my ideal client is. You need to understand his value. What is Mr. Tonya's attitude to life? What is his attitude to investment? What is his attitude to money? What is his attitude to family? Mr. Tonya is someone that loves family because he is a young man who is building his family, with a little money coming into his hands monthly. So he's somebody that has a lot of family value. So if I'm going to create a content about investing, I'm going to tie it a lot to the future of his family because I understood that my ideal client is Mr. Tonye and he loves his family, right? So I'm seeing somebody say he's only Mr. Chosen. Great, Mr. Chosen. So, you know, right. So I need to understand that Mr. Tonye is someone that loves family values. So when I'm doing my content, I need to speak more about family. I need to speak more about career and about how his investment is going to influence all this in the mid or long term. So you need to understand his values, his attitudes to life, to investment. And you need to understand his lifestyle too. You need to understand his lifestyle. Very important. What is the lifestyle of your ideal prospect? My Mr. Tonye's lifestyle is very simple. Mr. Tonye wakes up every Monday morning. He's going to work. He comes back by 5, 6 p.m. And what he does is goes to take his shower. And after that, he goes back to his phone to check his emails, to check his social media page, to to keep his to to keep up to date with the happenings in the news for the day. That is his lifestyle, right? During the weekend, he can catch some fun watching football or hanging out or going for village meetings. So this is the lifestyle of my ideal prospect or ideal or customer. So I'm trying to create him here. So as I'm saying this, you should be writing down, you know, the values of your ideal client, right? You need to write down the attitude he or she, exhibits basically his or her attitude. You need to also write down his interest. What interests Mr. Tonye? What interests Mr. Tonye, right? So Mr. Tonye is somebody who is very much interested in his health because as long as he's working in an oil servicing company, he needs to be healthy. So how does investing in real estate tie with his health? So you see, it's already giving you an idea on how to rush to do this content, to do this marketing. So when you meet these people, you already have an idea of what to speak about. You already have an idea of what the conversation starter is. So that is why it is important for you to define who your customer avatar is. So how do you get to know the lifestyle of these prospects, please? So How to know the lifestyle of your prospect is very simple. From what we already stated, from the fact that he is a male, he's 40 years, he's a senior staff in an oil servicing firm, he's a bachelor degree holder, he's married with 3 kids, you can be able to identify a little bit to a great extent about his lifestyle. So somebody who is like Mr. Tony, what is his lifestyle? So what actually is even a lifestyle? Lifestyle is how somebody lives his life on a daily basis. So Mr. Tony for me, on a Monday, how does he live his life? Simple. He goes to work in the morning, have a break time, closes by 5 or 6, heads back home, or goes out to hang out to grab a drink or two with his friends, and after then he comes back home later at night around 9 or 10, and he meets his wife. The wife serves him food, pecks his kid, and goes back and he has his shower and goes back to bed. That is his routine from Monday to Friday. Friday he might go for a social event like clubbing, or just having fun out. Saturday he goes probably to go and play football or do exercise in the morning. You understand? This is the lifestyle of my ideal client. And how am I able to know that this is his lifestyle? Because I've been able to identify his gender, I've been able to identify his age, I've been able to identify his occupation, I've been able to identify his position in that same occupation, I've been able to identify his salary range, his family lifestyle, his religion, his location. So it's going to help you to identify the lifestyle of your prospect. Hope this helped you, Mr. Prince. If this helped you, say it helped me. If it doesn't, say give me what so specific or why it didn't help you. Right. So let's head on. So you need to understand the interest and the lifestyle of your prospect. Like I always tell most people, not many people that will buy from us as realtors are not people that wake up every morning wanting to buy properties. Property is not candy. It is not. It doesn't. In as much as it is an ingenuine investment, it doesn't taste. It doesn't have a sweet taste. You know, it requires a lot of education and marketing for you to get somebody to buy from you. So the earlier you understood who you are going to sell to and begin to do content and begin to talk to these people the way they need to be talked to, the better for you. Right. So you need to understand their values, their attitudes, their interests, and their lifestyle. So values, attitude, interest, and lifestyle forms their psychographic traits, because that is where you will not be able to push the emotional button. Remember, people buy with emotions and justify it with logic. So if you're able to understand their family affiliations, you'll be able to push the right buttons when you're doing when you meet them face to face, or when you're even doing your content, your content marketing. So you'll be able to be guided more on the kind of content you're going to push out, right? That's beautiful. That's beautiful, right? So, of course, I mean, examples include wanting a healthy lifestyle, valuing time with family. So these are some of the ways you can actually list out 5 to 10, lifestyle of your ideal prospect. It could be Mrs. Chinwe, it could be Precious, it could be anybody. So if you've been able to get the demographic or physical traits of these people, you can be able to identify to a great extent, their psychographic traits. One thing you must also note is these definitions we are given are very, very dynamic. As you go deeper, as you stretch yourself deep into marketing, you begin to get finer details about who this your ideal prospect is. Begin to get finer details. Begin to narrow it down to the very barest minimum, and that is where the true magic happens. That's where the true magic happens, right? So the number 3, of course, is name your avatar. We already done that before we started. You name your avatar. You name your ideal prospect. So my own ideal prospect is Mr. Tony. You name him. You humanize this person, because you need to understand this person. You need to put a face to the person, right? Beautiful. So another thing we are also encouraged to do is that if you are creating a customer avatar, you should take a particular face and put on it So I mean, I'm doing a rough teaching tonight. I mean, there are so many templates you can get online. I believe that people I'm teaching are people that are good with doing their own personal research. So I'm giving you an overview of how to create a perfect, ideal prospect or client. You need to go back and do further research on all these things. Like for example, values. You need to go and dig deeper into how to probably and effectively create, content that will align with this person's value, his interest, his lifestyle, and what have you, right? So so you need to do that also. So if you're able to get the demographic traits, which revolves around their age, sex, education level, income, and everything, and family, and you're able to to define their psychographic trait, which defines their values, you'll be able to name the avatar. You're able to put a face to it. The next thing is now being able to create stories that will resonate with this your ideal prospect. Mind you, marketing is about storytelling. Marketing is about storytelling. If you're not good at telling stories, if you're not good at telling stories that will paint a future that is desirable for this ideal prospect, you will be running in circles. You will be running in circles. So, one thing every salesperson, every real estate consultant needs to master is the art of telling stories. You need to learn how to use stories to win over your prospects. You need to learn how to do that. Because many of us, I notice, is when we go out there to talk to people, we only talk about our brochure. You just talk, about the 4 or 5 products you're selling, and that's you're aloof. No, no, leave the brochure first. Do this first. Get to know who your ideal prospect is. Get to know about his family. Get emotional about this person. Get deep into this person. Understand what this person likes and what he doesn't like. And when you meet this person, you speak to the person on the things that appeals to him, that is of interest to him, that is striking for him or her. You need to know this. You need to know this, right? So you must be able to be somebody who knows how to write beautiful stories. Please, can you hear me? Please, can you hear me? Please, can you hear me, please? All right. So, please, can you hear me? Let's run. So, like I was saying, I mean, I'm actually at the last point here on how to create a perfect customer avatar. It's about storytelling. It's about writing it's about telling the right stories. Stories is what gets you. Stories is what gets you the sale. Stories are what gets you the sale. Stories are, if you have been a someone who has been closing sales, you know that many of your sales come from a place of stories where you're actually screenshotting, the value of a property you sold to a certain client last 3 months. And after I saw a former posting it on her status tonight, where she's telling story. She's screenshotting a property she sold to a client last 3 months in May, or last 5 months, going for I think 1.5 million. Now it's going for 4.5. So she's telling the story, but she doesn't know. And if she's so good at that, she's going to get this person to become a returning client. You understand? If you're so good at that, you're going to get this person to become a returning client. So you need to be somebody who knows how to tell stories a lot. You must be somebody who is good at telling stories that are directed to your ideal client, to your ideal prospect, to your ideal customer. And how can you be able to tell the right stories? By defining who your ideal prospect or client is, right? So I've been able to establish some very fine, details on how to create that ideal prospect. You understand? So if you don't understand anything I just spoke about here tonight, you could ask your question after this training, so I can be able to, do proper enlightenment in those questions. But I've been able to properly establish, how to create an ideal prospect, an ideal customer avatar. It is going to help you. Honestly, it's going to help you. Like I said earlier, it's going to help you save energy, save time, and make more money. So now you know who you're selling to. So if any other person that doesn't fall into our ideal customer avatar falls in by the, along the path, fine, you grab it with both hands and you sell to the person. But you sure know who you are going to meet. You sure know who you need to sell to. You sure know who you need to talk to, right? Hope that helped you. So if this training tonight helped you, right? I'm blessed. I'm helped. I'm going to do business. I'm going to do sales differently. I think I'm now more clear on how to go about my marketing. Just type it on the comment section. I'm helped. I'm gonna do business, differently. All right. So I think I've come to the end of my training tonight. There's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to marketing. But one thing you must also know at the back of your mind is this: when you are creating stories, right? You need to create stories from a place of empathy. You need to always create a lot of stories that are very, very emotional. Very, very. That's why you need to become a critical and deep thinker. It means that you need to begin to consume stuff that has a lot of stories etched around it. You need to be following, people like a Aproko Doctor that knows how to, put stories and value together and get you hooked. You need to follow those kind of people that have mastered the art of telling stories, because that is the only way you can be able to build some kind of loyal following, some kind of prospect, an ideal client that's going to always be at your beck and call. Is by you mastering the art of telling. And when you have mastered this art of telling stories, you automatically become an expert in your industry. You automatically will be referred to as an expert in your industry, because you're always bringing stories that's going to help your ideal clients make the right decisions and live a good life, right? So always have it at the back of your mind that your product must always move your ideal prospect from a place of pain to a place of pleasure. Let me repeat. Always make sure that what you are telling your prospect will help that person move from a place of pain to a place of pleasure. That should be the basis of your stories and everything, your marketing activity. So if you're meeting that prospect, sharpen your antenna, like Gift rightly stated, to tell the person what will help the person move from a place of critical pain to a place of critical pleasure, right? It's very important. Right. So I'm done here tonight. There's, like I said, there's a lot to be talked about, a lot. But tonight I don't want to digress much. I want us to focus on what we've come for, which is how to create an ideal customer avatar. And I hope this helped you. So if you have any question to ask, we have the next 5 minutes to ask our question. And before the questions start trickling in, I'd like to also thank everyone that joined us tonight for our Billions Corner Weekly. At the discretion of our media team, we had to move it to YouTube so we can be able to reach a larger audience. And tonight is really paid off. We've seen almost like 22 people join us tonight. That's massive. I mean, if the lives of 22 people is going to be changed as a result of this training tonight, then I'll be very, very pleased. I'll be very, very fulfilled that something great has happened, especially in our beautiful city of Port Harcourt. So want to thank you once again on behalf of everyone here at the Win Realty Limited, of course, one of the premier real estate companies here in Port Harcourt. I would like to thank each and every one of you that joined us tonight for our Billions Corner Weekly, and in conjunction with our Win Academy, which is our educational arm of the group, where we help people get the right knowledge that will help them scale in their business of selling real estate. Mind you, what we are doing so far has been free, but it's not going to be free forever. So Now is the best time you can come in and grab as much knowledge as you can. Now it's still free. The time is going to come when it's going to be paid for, and by then it's only those that have been able to earn a lot of commission that can be able to come into our mentorship and coaching sessions. So always join us every Thursday by 9 p.m. and every Monday by 10 a.m. It is always explosive. There's always new thing to learn, right? So who is going to do business differently this week? I mean, going forward, not this week. I mean, for the remainder of the year and beyond. Who's going to do business? Me personally, I'm going to tell better stories because I know my ideal client is Mr. Tonye. So I'm going to tell better stories. I'm going to tell better stories, right? So let's have your questions right now. It mustn't be about creating customer avatar. You can ask questions about anything at all. You could ask questions about anything at all that has to do with selling. And I'll just take your questions and answers right now, right? So we have only about 5 minutes to go so that you guys can go and meet your families. You can go and meet your children and go and have some dinner and sleep. So we don't waste your time a lot. All right. So once again, also, I'm taking people on private classes for running effective Facebook adverts. So if you're interested in learning how to craft effective and converting Facebook adverts to generate leads that will lead to sales, please do well to drop Facebook advert on the comment section, and someone will be right here to just follow you up and get your details and tell you how to go about that while we wait for those who have questions. Thank you, Mayaki Ofuje. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Eli Tutu. Thank you, Mr. Kainin. Thank you, Prince Ogbonna. Thank you, Happiness. Thank you, Michael Jumbo. Thank you, Edman Dorcas. Thank you, Godwin Uchenwo. Thank you, Mel K. Thank you, Izoil. Thank you, Victor Jackson. Thank you, Lovey Tammy. Thank you, Ihome Kechi. Thank you, Ozioma Judith. Thank you, Anita Ago. Thank you, The Gifted Realtor. Thank you to all of you that joined us tonight. I sincerely appreciate. So, like I said, I wanted to talk about wealth creation. That will be what we'll talk about next week, Thursday. Wealth creation for salespeople. See, salespeople are busy earning commission and consuming the commission. No, that is a bad way to live. Those commissions are seeds. They are not fruits. They are not. They are not fruits. Fruit is what you eat, and seed is what you plant. Your commission is a seed. It's not a fruit. Don't consume it like your life depends on it. So next week, we're going to look at wealth creation for salespeople. It's important you know how to diversify your portfolio. Those little money coming in, how do you invest it right? Because almost you need to learn how to create wealth too as a salesperson. Yeah, your commission is the first level of wealth creation. It's the first level, right? So when you earn those commission, no matter how little it is, it's not for you to consume. It's not for you to even use it and solve direct problems. So please, I hope this helped you. Thank you once again for joining us tonight. I'll be leaving you and allow you, like I always advise people that come to my trainings. Trainings are not suggestive. They are instructive. They are very, very instructive. Trainings are not suggestive. They are instructive. Instructive means that you are meant to go and act on what you've learned. Suggestive means that you are at the mercy of whether you want to or not. No, you don't want to be that kind of person who approaches knowledge acquisition with the kind of mindset that you might or you may not. No. Always learn something, especially things that are valuable, and act on them. That is why trainings are very instructive. So go and apply what you've learned tonight. Define your customer, your ideal client, and sell to the person, get their monies, and live the life that you deserve. Thank you so much, and have a splendid night rest ahead. God bless you.